Hey guys, we're all starting on box 2 here. Like I said, I've inventoried my comics, and I'd really like to, say thanks for the nice compliments and the encouragement to the folks on here. I didn't realize there were so many people really into looking at comics and YouTube, but it's great. It's awesome. And the people are in my subscriptions now and in my comments below. So appreciate it, guys. All right, box 2. This could be. Open this box and I saw what's in it. This is the box I packed where if there was a fire, this is what I would grab. And I don't know if I want to start out too soon on this one, but with too many boxes to go. But I figured why not. So what we have here, first off, is Conan the Barbarian, 14 and 15. Roy Thomas really got in there, and he crossed more with Elric. I had a problem with it because the costume of Elric, his uniform, is nothing like what's in the books, and but great Bray Winslow Smith stuff, and I enjoyed it. A lot of Alan Moore in this book. Batman Annual. He wrote the Clayface story in this where he falls in love with the mannequin. First appearance of Lobo. I've never read this. Oh, okay, we got some Millennium Edition reprints here. Superboy, Flash, where we found out there's an Earth 2, Young Romance. I actually had quite a place of this. Lois Lane, first appearance of Wonder Woman, should be required reading. Moving along. Okay, this is out of place, which is why I'm doing this. Saga of the Swamp Thing. I've got a huge run of the Alan Moore stuff, which is what this is, so we'll be putting that away to reorder. Another Alan Moore stories, and this tells the Green Lantern. I believe this is the one with Adam Sur going to the planet that 25 years later would kick off the Blackest Night miniseries they just had. It crossed over the whole company. Scout 1 and 3. These are new, so apparently I've stuck those in there here last year or so. Got Action Comics. Jeff Johns Donner from the movies helped plot this line. Yep, another Action Annual. Not such old stuff. Miracle Man #1. Great Alan Moore stuff. Used to be Marvel Man, but Marvel sued them, so he changed the name to Miracle Man. I personally think it was an improvement, but this is an English superhero, so if I'd grown up with Captain Marvel and they wouldn't let him call his book Captain Marvel, I'd probably be mad. They'd probably have to call it something like Shazam. That'd be silly. Some Alan Moore stuff from Image. Yeah, got most of those. They never finished that storyline. Here. Yeah, more Alan Moore from Image. Tomorrow's Syndicate. Really throwback to 1963 at Marvel. That's what it was. Miracle Man #3. It's an Alan Davis art issue. Ooh, Spider-Woman #1. I've got a huge run of this. I've been trying to get along. Love the character of Spider-Woman. Never really had a chance to not like her because when I was a kid she had a great cartoon, but it was not a good series. Oh, another Miracle Man. Okay, #5. Batman Harley Quinn. I have probably a big run of Paul Dini. And here we go. Paul Dini and Bruce Timm actually worked on some of these books. They of course do the cartoon. Yes. Justice League Unlimited in Batman Beyond. Yeah, here we go. And this is Paul Dini, Bruce Timm, Mike Parobeck, rest in peace. John Byrne. A lot of people worked on this Batman Annual. And these are, of course, based on the Batman cartoons of the 90s, and the comics are really good. Okay, continuing with more of this. Little Jack Kirby demon in there. Bruce Timm's a huge Jack Kirby fan. Paul Dini wrote this, and I think Bruce Timm inked it. Okay. And, okay, this is Wildcats #50. and Alan Moore did a huge run, about a year, however you want to say huge, run of Wildcats, and this is an anniversary issue where they kind of got a lot of people who worked on the Wildcats comic back, and Alan Moore, threw a little surprise in it for those that enjoyed his run. Supreme 42. I have 41 here somewhere, so I need to really get that in the box. Last time I did this, I got a little chatty and got a little carried away there. So we're going to try to keep on to business here and try not to have an avalanche. Okay, we have probably a big run of Supreme by Alan Moore. Of course, this is where he won a lot of awards for, surprise telling straight out Superman stories with a little twist. And of course, it was Supreme. And really good stuff here. I enjoy this run. Took me a while to actually collect it. Yeah. Supreme was a comic book artist, and he actually fought the hero that he drew in the comics. Okay. With a Wild West story there. All the villains of the series came out all at once. Kind of like a Supreme Revenge Squad. And this is really good. Alex Ross's sketches, Alan Moore's ideas, like an essay form. I guess he had to turn in to talk about what he wanted to do. And of course, he got a new #1. Jim Starlin did art on an issue. Rick Vetch went back to some of Alan Moore's. Alan Moore probably called upon people he'd worked with before. Of course, Liefeld had to jump in there. Okay, that's good stuff. And we have the Jack Kirby tribute issue. The insides of this are great. They took Jack Kirby New York, Jack Kirby Asgard. It's all in there, all the heroes. Supreme kind of meets Jack Kirby in a way that only Alan Moore could do it. I'm assuming Jack Kirby had probably died. I believe that was 94, so this was probably some kind of 10-year anniversary of him dying, or Alan Moore just, got the idea. We got these because of Alan Moore. Looks like some kind of wizard certificate of authenticity. It's Christmas Day and I'm tired. It seems like I always do this when I'm tired. It's authentic. It's a certificate to show that this is authentic. Okay. Of course, I've got more Alan Moore Youngblood. That's the only reason I do these. And believe it or not, Judgment Day, the miniseries that was sort of their crisis, was of course done by Alan Moore, and it holds up. Here we got. I want you to see this. I paid not even $2.50. I caught this at a comic book store in Sevierville, Tennessee, right outside of Pigeon Forge. Got it for half off, $1.25 for the first appearance of Next Men. I have bought this somewhere in the last 10 years. I would say it was probably around 2002, 2003. What else do we have here? Okay, we definitely got a mix in this. Of course, we have the Dark Horse Conan that came out by Kurt Busiek, and Cary Nord, his art just knocked this out of the ballpark. This is not your Conan of the 70s. This is more going along with the books, more gritty, more barbarian, and I just fell in love with the series right away. Of course, I only probably did the first 12 issues. Started getting on a kick. Okay. Started getting onto a kick of getting trades because they started knocking out letter columns. The ads weren't as funny or as enjoyable, and you actually save money when you get a trade. They started throwing in sketchbooks and everything that you couldn't get in the comic, which I just don't think is fair, but keeps the book selling. Really good stuff. I've got a few of these scattered around. Yep, first 12. An Alan Moore throwaway glory story. I apologize for all the Image and Avatar and those companies. Okay. Who's Who of Star Trek from the 80s. Okay, that is of course Khan, Klingon, and who doesn't know James Tiberius Clerk. Bach, Mud, and Uhura. Really good stuff. More Alan Moore. Alright, top 100 comics of all time should be the story here, Mr. Majestic, End of the Universe. And I mean, he has lived through time till the end of the universe, and basically he meets the last surviving people in the universe, like the Wandering Jew, a used up old god, and a sentient form of syphilis, and a few other people. And it's all about basically they meet God at the end of it, but it's in an Alan Moore way. Yeah, Alan Moore story in this is probably why I still have it. Another one of those. And the rare, when I say rare, I don't mean worth money, just a lot of people haven't actually laid eyes on it. Alan Moore did 2 issues of The Vigilante. It has lesbians and kidnapping and child molesters. Probably the second best Superman story ever, for the man who has everything. Definitely worth, check it out. Alan Moore, Dave Gibbons, Batman, Robin, and Wonder Woman. And here's the best Superman story ever. Before they did the reboot, Alan Moore pretty much threatened the editor, I believe it was over dinner, that he has to do this story. Kurt Swan, George Perez, and it's the last story of the Silver Age Superman, the real Superman, parts 1 and 2. Very sad. We have the Judas Contract. I was able to get all of those. Of course, it's the first appearance of Nightwing, which I believe is this one. Robin goes to Nightwing. Yeah, the finale. We also have the Big Traitor. She was a smoker, and they insinuate that she's 16 and slept with Deathstroke, which makes him, a major villain. Alan Moore, Superman, and Swamp Thing. Great single issue of this. I have a pretty big run of the DC Comics Presents somewhere. Alright, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Probably both miniseries. Enough said about all that. Cool. I think I have a bunch of doubles laying around here that I keep just to flip through. Nope, that is not the rare one where they had a typo in it. Look it up, it was pretty funny. I think it had like a little ad about a douche or something, and they mentioned Marvel Comics or something like that. By accident, of course. League. Yeah, this is both miniseries. War of the Worlds versus Mr. Hyde. Great stuff. The Books of Magic. Neil Gaiman and 4 different artists did these. And I actually bought an extra one somewhere along the line, and one of these is actually signed by, I believe it's Charles Vess and Neil Gaiman. And I bought the book for $2 at the time. It says $8, but it was $2 at the time in Atomic Comics in Johnson City. And I opened it up, and there's a signature by Neil Gaiman and Charles Vess. Let's see, make sure I'm telling you right. There we go. Neil Gaiman and Charles Vess. Now, Charles Vess actually lives probably less than an hour from here in a little town called Abingdon. I don't think anybody's going to stop and come after him. So that's why I believe it's authentic. Plus, I have met Charles Vess and have signatures on a few other things that I had carrying around, and it matches. Of course, they did Stardust together, so that explains, why they're still talking. Probably bought that around before '05. What we have here? Okay, unopened, never read, mint condition copy of Crosses on the Infinite Earth. I was 12 when this came out. I think it's awesome. I met a guy in Johnson City, Tennessee, who he just had some banners and some flyers in comic book shops talking about having a sale. I get to his apartment, and he used to own a comic book shop in Maine, and over the years he'd pick out comics, the best copies, put them up, never read them, and he needed money, so he had this garage full of comics that were $1 a piece, and half of them had never been opened.